Hello everybody, Dieter back again in another video. Oh boy, we had 128 players when this tournament started 2 weeks ago. And now we have only two left men standing. And who are those two? Yeah, of course, those two are Novak Djokovic, the 21 times Grand Slam champion, the 33 times Grand Slam finalist. Novak Djokovic will play his 33rd Grand Slam final on Sunday. And the other one is Stefanos Tsitsipas, the now second time Grand Slam finalist. We all know that he played his first ever Grand Slam final 2 years ago at French Open 2021 against the same dude that he will play on Sunday. He played his first ever Grand Slam final 2021 at French Open against Novak Djokovic. Now Stefanos Tsitsipas, he's playing his second Grand Slam final against the same dude. It seems that if you want to win your first ever Grand Slam title, not for all the players, but majority of them, you need to go through Novak Djokovic. It seems like that. For some players, if you want to win your first ever Grand Slam title, you need to go through Novak Djokovic. When Andy Murray won his first ever Grand Slam title back in 2012, he beat Novak Djokovic in that US Open final. When Daniel Medvedev won his first ever Grand Slam title 2 years ago at US Open 2021, he defeated Novak Djokovic in that US Open final. And let's see if Stefanos Tsitsipas can do the same like Murray did when Murray won his first ever, when Daniel Medvedev did when he won his first ever, Daniel Medvedev 2 years ago. And let's see if Stefanos Tsitsipas can do the same. Before this tournament started, these two players were my two biggest favorites. Djokovic was my number one favorite. Stefanos Tsitsipas was my number second favorite. So I'm not surprised at all that these two players are facing each other at this year's event. Because coming into this tournament, both of these two players were the players that I really believed the most. Coming into this tournament, both of these two players was the players that was coming in with the best shape, according to me. Tsitsipas won 4 matches in the United Cup with his country Greece. So he was in 4 match winning streak. And Djokovic, he has been beating almost everybody since Wimbledon. Djokovic has lost only 1 match since Wimbledon, going back 6-7 months. And that match that Djokovic lost was against Holger Rune in that Paris Masters final a couple of months ago. That is the only match Djokovic has lost the last 6-7 months that he has played tennis. So obviously both of these two players are coming into this final with great form. Djokovic also won, if you look at only these matches played, Djokovic won the Adelaide title earlier this year, a 250 class tournament where he played really good tennis. Won 5 matches there. So, and Djokovic is in a 11 match winning streak only this year. Tsitsipas is in a 10 match winning streak only this year. So one of these two will get their first loss in this 2023 season. One of these two will for sure do it because one has to lose on Sunday. So what will the game plan be for both of the players? Look guys, my tennis fans all around the world, the game plan will be pretty clear for Stefanos Tsitsipas. He will try to hit as many forehands as possible. That is pretty clear that Stefanos Tsitsipas, he will try to hit as many forehands as possible. Because he knows that his biggest damage he does on a tennis court, he does it with his forehand, my tennis fans all around the world. So, with his forehand and with his serve, it is there Stefanos Tsitsipas does his biggest damage, and it is there Stefanos Tsitsipas does his biggest success on the tennis court. So he will try to land as many first serves as possible, and then boom, end the point on the third shot. So the key for Stefanos Tsitsipas in this match will be to try to land as many first serves as possible, and not only land as many first serves as possible, he needs to be precise as well. He needs to find the spots, because Djokovic is the greatest serve returner of all time. It is not enough against Djokovic only landing first serves, and you land those first serves in the middle of the service court. No, it will not be enough. He needs to find the tee, he needs to find the ad courts, he needs to find the angles, he needs to find the spots. And so Djokovic cannot get a deep return. Because if Djokovic gets a deep return, of course it is harder for Stefanos Tsitsipas doing damage on the third shot as far back he is on the court. Even though that his forehand is one of the best forehand in the world. For sure, top 5 best forehands in the world Stefanos Tsitsipas possesses. But if the return is deep, it will not be easy doing winners, especially not against Djokovic, who is one of the greatest defenders of all time, if not the greatest defender of all time. So Stefanos Tsitsipas will try to find the spots in his first serve and second serves as well. The second serves as well are also important, because if Stefanos Tsitsipas doesn't do good second serves, Djokovic will eat Stefanos Tsitsipas' second serves like breakfast. Like Djokovic does against all his opponents that he faces. He eats his opponent's second serves like breakfast. But the first serve will be crucial for Tsitsipas, and the second serve as well, but mostly the first serve. He landed 64% first serves in against Karen Khachanov in the semifinal, and he did a great match in that semifinal, Stefanos Tsitsipas. He was really in great beast mode level. And he did 66 winners against Karen Khachanov and 34 unforced errors. So Stefanos Tsitsipas does 32 more winners and unforced errors against Karen Khachanov. That is a great winner unforced error stat. Unbelievable, superior stuff. But he's not facing Karen Khachanov here. So Stefanos Tsitsipas, Karen Khachanov is not even close of a good returner as Djokovic is. Karen Khachanov is not even close of a good defender as Djokovic is. Karen Khachanov is not even as close, as consistent from baseline as Djokovic is. So it will require even higher level on Sunday from Tsitsipas' racket, according to me. So it will not be easy for Tsitsipas doing 66 winners against Djokovic on Sunday. It will not be easy. So I believe that Tsitsipas he will need to serve even higher first serves in on Sunday. He needs to be over 70%, and it is not only that thing that needs to be done on Sunday. He needs to find the spots. He can be over 70% in landing first serves, but against the greatest serve returner of all time, Djokovic will just take his teeth on those service games that Tsitsipas will throw at Djokovic, and he will not have trouble in returning those with depth. And then in that third shot, Tsitsipas will not have easy time hitting winners if Djokovic lands Tsitsipas' serve on the baseline. So the spots, the precise, will be a key for Tsitsipas, together with landing high percentage of first serve. And another thing that is a key for Tsitsipas, because according to me Tsitsipas is the underdog here. He's not a huge underdog according to me, but he's not the favorite. The favorite for me is Djokovic here. So I'm gonna say the keys for Tsitsipas to win the match first, and then the keys for Djokovic to win the match. So landing high percent first serve in, finding the spots. One key. Second key. The third key is Tsitsipas needs to make sure to hit as many forehand as possible. He needs to avoid his backhand to every cost. His backhand, Tsitsipas' strengths are serve and forehand. He's the worst version of Roger Federer. All right, we all know that Roger Federer's Achilles heel also was the returns and backhand. Tsitsipas is the same kind of a player like Federer, but much worse. So he needs to try hit forehand as much as possible when he lands his first serve. That is a key. So Tsitsipas needs really to take advantage on that third shot. What are the diamond shots of tennis? I'm gonna tell you, my tennis fans all around the world. It is the third, fifth, and seventh shot, especially when you're serving. The player who wins the short rally lengths, the middle rally lengths, 80% of the times win the tennis matches. The player who wins the long rally lengths, the rallies that are over 9 shots, that often doesn't decide who wins the match. It really doesn't, according to stats. So Tsitsipas needs to make sure that he beats Djokovic in those short rally lengths and in those middle rally lengths. And which are the short rally lengths and middle rally lengths? They are the third shot of the rally and the fifth shot of the rally when Tsitsipas is serving. So Tsitsipas really needs to try to win those diamond shots of rallies. Which are those diamond shots of rallies? It is the third shot of the rally, and it is the fifth shot of the rally. The third shot means when you're serving, your opponent is returning, and then boom, you're hitting the third shot. And if you're not making win on a third, the opponent extends the rally to a fourth, and then it is your time to hit the ball for the fifth time. Those two shots, third shot and fifth shots, are the diamond shots in tennis. The seventh shot is also important, but not as important as the third shot and fifth shot, according to me. So Tsitsipas needs to make sure that he is superior in the third shot and fifth shot when he's serving. With his forehand, of course. That is the third key. The fourth key is Tsitsipas needs to attack the net. Tsitsipas cannot beat Djokovic from the baseline. Period. He attacked the net 41 times against Khachanov in the semifinal and was really successful. Won 29 of those approaches, which is 71%. Really great number from Tsitsipas' racket. He needs to attack the net even more against Djokovic. Even more. He needs to attack the net over 50 times. Because especially if Djokovic makes good returns with depth and interest, Tsitsipas cannot go in long exchanges in backhand to backhand with Djokovic. He cannot do that because we all know which game plan Djokovic will have. I will come to Djokovic's game plan. So Tsitsipas needs to attack the net for sure more than 50 times during the match. 41 times, which he did against Khachanov, will not be enough against Djokovic. He needs to attack the net even more than so. Even though he will get surpassed a lot of times, he needs to keep on trying and attack the net because it is there he has the chance to win the match. From the baseline, he will not win the match. That is another key. The fifth key is he needs to be clutch, like he has actually been the entire tournament, especially against Sinner, where he fended off, Sinner, I believe, had 26 break match opportunities. Tsitsipas saved 22 of them. And again, in the fourth round, against Lehecka in the quarterfinal, Lehecka had 8 breakpoint opportunities. Tsitsipas saved all of them. He has been pretty clutch in his matches, Stefanos Tsitsipas. He needs to keep going on that clutchness progress because the dude he is facing, he's the clutch monster, clutch beast, clutch terminator. He needs to give the dude the same kind of medicine, Djokovic. Because Djokovic, we all know that when the chips are down, when the big points arrives, Djokovic plays his best. Tsitsipas needs to do the same thing. Another thing is, Tsitsipas, he should test Djokovic's lungs. Djokovic is, after all, 11 years older. Tsitsipas is 24 years old. Djokovic is 35 years old. I saw a sign that Djokovic can get tired in that second set against Tommy Paul in that semi-final. Djokovic is not super young, my tennis fans all around the world, even though he has unbelievable stamina, unbelievable cardio, etc., etc. But if Tsitsipas can hang in with Djokovic in the first couple of sets and not disappear and go away like the other opponents that Djokovic has faced has done, and make it close 3-all, 4-all, 5-all, 6-all, a tiebreak, things like that. Even if Tsitsipas loses the first set, he should not disappear in the second set, take vacation and go to a coffee break or something like that. He should stay toe-to-toe with Djokovic and test Djokovic's lungs, because Djokovic, I've seen him get exhausted. I saw him get exhausted the last year in that against Wimbledon, against Medvedev in that round-robin match at ATP Tour Finals at Turin. He was exhausted against Medvedev. He was completely exhausted. He was shaking. And he showed exhausted signs against Tommy Paul in the semi-final in the second set. Tsitsipas should test, should make the match close, should make the match even, and not disappear and let Djokovic run away with the score. Because if Djokovic runs away with the score, then Tsitsipas is toast. So there you have a couple of keys that Tsitsipas need to do to be able to win this match. And of course, believe. The belief, it should always be there, but I think he believes it. He said in this interview after the match, after the Karan Khachanov match, he said, I believe I can defeat Tsitsipas. I believe I can defeat Djokovic. Even though the head-to-head is 10-2 to Djokovic, and Djokovic has won 9 consecutive matches against Tsitsipas. The last time Tsitsipas defeated Djokovic was 4 years ago at Shanghai Masters 2019. But he still believes it. He knows he has the skills. He knows he has the tools. He knows he has the firepower. He knows he has the belief. He knows he has the talent to take down. And they have faced each other 2 times at Grand Slam events. Only, actually. At both of those times has been at French Open 2021 and 2020. And both of those 2 encounters has been 5 epic sets. So it is not like Djokovic has taken out Tsitsipas easy in Grand Slams. But this will be their first ever meeting in Australian Open. Alright, that was the keys for Tsitsipas. The keys for Djokovic, the favorite in this match. Pretty simple. Djokovic will pin that backhand that Tsitsipas has. We all know that. Pretty clear game plan from Djokovic. Djokovic will make sure that Tsitsipas doesn't hit as much forehands as possible. He is afraid from Tsitsipas' forehand. Djokovic will not challenge Tsitsipas' forehand like Djokovic did with Rublev in the quarterfinal. Against Rublev, Djokovic was hammering Rublev's forehand. Djokovic was challenging Rublev's forehand. Why did he do that? To open up the court and then go on into the court and make winners with forehand and backhands. And that's why he was going towards Rublev's forehand. The same thing he did against Tommy Paul. Not that Tommy Paul has a great forehand, to be quite honest, but he was going towards Tommy Paul's forehand as well. I've seen Djokovic do this, going into his opponent's strengths. He used to do that sometimes against Federer as well, especially in the beginning of Novak's career. He was going towards Federer's forehand. He was not scared of Federer's forehand. I think Djokovic will avoid Tsitsipas' forehand. He knows that Tsitsipas has one of the greatest forehands in the world. Top 3, top 5 best forehands in the world. And I think that Djokovic will do everything in his power to avoid Tsitsipas' forehand. Even when Tsitsipas is serving, especially when Tsitsipas is serving, he will do everything to try to hit, to return towards Tsitsipas' backhand. It will not be easy because when you are returning, you don't have so much time to react, but he will do everything, especially on second serves. He will do everything to return towards Tsitsipas' backhand side. Tsitsipas, of course, will try to go around as much as possible, especially if the ball lands on the middle of the court. He will not take it with his backhand. But so it will require really great returns from Djokovic. But is it someone who has great returns? It is indeed Djokovic, the greatest serve returner of all time. But that is a key for Djokovic. He will try to make sure that when he returns, to make sure that those returns goes into Tsitsipas' backhand side. Both Tsitsipas' first serves returns, both when Tsitsipas lands first serves and when Tsitsipas lands second serves. Another key is Djokovic will try to challenge Novak, to challenge Stefanos Tsitsipas in the serve plus forehand game, because Tsitsipas' serve plus forehand game is one of the best in the world. Djokovic will try to challenge Tsitsipas on the third shot and the fifth shot, the diamond shots of tennis. So when Djokovic is serving himself, he will try to, of course, land as many first serves as possible. He landed only 58% first serves against Tommy Paul, which is little too little. I believe that Djokovic needs to be over 60% in landing first serves against Tsitsipas, because Tsitsipas is a better tennis player than Tommy Paul. I don't know if I don't know if it will be enough if Djokovic is under 60% in landing first serve against Tsitsipas. Anyway, Djokovic will try to land as over 60% first serve against Tsitsipas, which I believe he will do, and then do damage immediately in the third shot. Damage immediately, but not as desperately damage as Tsitsipas needs to do. Djokovic doesn't mind going in long exchanges, especially Djokovic doesn't mind in pinning Tsitsipas backhand and make the rallies long, because he knows if he pins Tsitsipas backhand, then Tsitsipas is toast. Tsitsipas can't do so much from that corner. The option for Tsitsipas is to slice or go down the line. And more likely Tsitsipas will slice. Tsitsipas down the line backhand, it's not superb according to me. He doesn't do many down the line backhand winners. So anyway, Djokovic will try to challenge Tsitsipas on that third shot of in that serve plus forehand game, in the third shot and the fifth shot, to challenge, to try to win that third shot battle and that fifth shot battle after the serve lands. Another key for Djokovic is to play little drop shots sometimes. Djokovic likes playing drop shots. We all know that. To try to not give Tsitsipas the same kind of balls, not just going towards his backhand. That will be too predictable. Because if that happens, of course, 60% of Djokovic's ground strokes, even more, 70% of Djokovic's ground strokes will go towards Tsitsipas backhand. But Djokovic will try play some drop shots here and there. He will do it. Another thing that Djokovic, I believe, will do is attack the net sometimes. I believe that Djokovic will not attack the net as much as Tsitsipas will do. He will not do it, but he will try to be little unpredictable towards Tsitsipas, so Tsitsipas can be a little confused what coming next from Djokovic. That is another key. So Djokovic's keys to win the match is serve big, challenge Tsitsipas on the third and the fifth shot after the serve, play little drop shots sometimes here and there to make Tsitsipas confused, attack the net sometimes to make Tsitsipas confused as well, and not stay on the baseline all the time. But play serve and volley sometimes. But he will not do that too much, but sometimes Djokovic will play serve and volley as well. And the fifth key for Djokovic, and this is the key for every tennis player, of course, to be clutch like he always, majority of his matches during his career has been. That is always the key in tennis. When the big points arrives, when the big points the pressure points arrives, to take his opportunities, to take the break points, to win the juice games, to win the close games, to win the set points, etc., etc. Just be clutch. This is also key for Djokovic. And then of course, Djokovic needs to get to a good start, because he needs to. Last Grand Slam, they played in a Grand Slam final only once, and when they did that 2 years ago, that French Open final 2021, Djokovic didn't get to a great start. He was 2 sets to love down. So Djokovic doesn't want to get to 2 sets to love down again in a Grand Slam final against Tsitsipas. Because if he does that, maybe it will be hasta la vista baby for Djokovic. Maybe, but you can never count out Djokovic. We all know that Djokovic is a machine, a Terminator, Predator, a beast. But I don't think that Djokovic wants to get 2 sets to love down in a Grand Slam final again against Stefanos Tsitsipas. I really don't think so. So Djokovic wants to get to a good start in the beginning immediately. Djokovic needs to be firing all cylinders. Tsitsipas will be his biggest test in this Australian Open 2023. He just will be that. He will be a much bigger test than Rublev in the quarterfinal, Tommy Paul in the semifinal. He will be a much bigger test for sure. Both of the players have lost. Tsitsipas has lost 3 sets coming into this final on Sunday. Djokovic has lost only 1 set coming into this final on Sunday. That's it, guys. What is my prediction? Yeah, my prediction needs to come in the end of the video. I have picked Djokovic to win this tournament 2 weeks ago when I did my preview top 8 favorite list. He's my number 1 pick. I believe Djokovic will be too consistent, too solid, too clutch. I believe Djokovic will return good. I believe Djokovic will penetrate Tsitsipas' backhand. I believe that Djokovic will squeeze a lot of unforced errors from Tsitsipas' backhand. Even I've seen players come into a match with Djokovic with unbelievable great form. I've seen Federer, he abused Andy Murray in that 2015 Wimbledon semi-final and looked more or less invincible. When he faced Djokovic in the final, in that 2015 Wimbledon final, he lost in 4 sets. The same thing, just to mention one. And Tsitsipas has looked really, really good. He did 32 more winners and unforced errors against Karen Khachanov in the semi-final. He won 84% behind his first serve against Karen Khachanov. But that doesn't mean much because Tommy Paul won 86% of his first points won against Ben Shelton in the quarterfinal. But we all know that when you face Djokovic, the greatest serve returner of all time, those winning points behind his first serve will go down and will collapse. So I really doubted that Tsitsipas will win over 80% behind his first serve against Djokovic. So at the end of the day, I believe just Djokovic will be too solid, too consistent, just the more reliable player. He will win the return battle. He maybe even will win the serve battle. So because Djokovic doesn't have a bad serve. He really doesn't have a bad serve. The key for the player who wins the serve return battle often win tennis matches. I'm pretty convinced that Djokovic will win the return battle. He has much better returns than Stefanos Tsitsipas. Am I convinced that he will win the serve battle? No, I'm not that convinced that he will win the serve battle. Tsitsipas has a better serve, maybe slightly better serve than Djokovic. He does more aces than Djokovic. I believe Tsitsipas did 18 aces against Karen Khachanov and 5 double faults. Djokovic did 12 aces and 5 double faults against Tommy Paul in his semi-final. So, but when it comes unreturned serves, Djokovic will probably win that battle. Tommy Paul had 42 unreturned serves, 42% unreturned serves in his 5 matches before facing Djokovic. 42% was unreturned serves when Tommy Paul was serving. Against Djokovic, those numbers collapsed drastically. He had only 12% unreturned serves against Djokovic. That is what Djokovic does to his opponent. And so even if Tsitsipas has great numbers behind his serves in the entire tournament, he has not faced the greatest serve returner of all time during this Australian Open 2023. He has not done that, and he will do that on Sunday. So unreturned serves will also go down for Tsitsipas. It will do. So Tsitsipas maybe will win the ace battle against Djokovic, but that doesn't matter in the end of the day. Who will win the unreturned serves? Most likely Djokovic will win that. I think Djokovic will win the unreturned serves. When the match is over, I think that Djokovic will have higher number in unreturned serves than Tsitsipas, even though the Tsitsipas will probably do more aces than Djokovic. And then who will win more points behind first serve? I believe that Djokovic also will be that player. I believe he will win a little more points behind his first serve than Tsitsipas. Why? Because he also is pretty damn good in the 3rd and 5th shot. He also is after landing his first serve. He dictates maybe he's not as good in finishing the points in the 3rd and 5th shot, Djokovic, as Tsitsipas is, but Djokovic, he can finish the point in the 7th shot, even in 9th shot after he lands his first serve. So I believe in the end of the day, Djokovic will win more first serve points won than Tsitsipas. And he will also win more points behind second serves than Tsitsipas. And when it comes to winners unforced error ratio, even there I believe Djokovic will do slightly better. Maybe Djokovic will do, say, 10, 12, 15 more winners and unforced errors. What I want to say is that Djokovic will just squeeze more unforced errors from Stefanos Tsitsipas. That is my point. So 10-15 more winners than Fosteros Djokovic will most likely do, and Tsitsipas maybe will do 3, 4, 5 more winners than Fosteros, and it would not shock me if Tsitsipas even do more Fosteros than winners. But the form that Tsitsipas is coming into, it is more likely that Tsitsipas will do more winners than Fosteros, but not many more winners than Fosteros than Djokovic will do. Anyway, this video has become really long. This preview has been really long. I believe Djokovic will win this Australian Open Final 2023 against Stefanos Tsitsipas in 4 sets, and I believe Djokovic will win his 22nd Grand Slam title. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you next time. Peace.